Welcome to the presentation of PanOps, also known as Pandemic Operations, presented by Rick J. Tech, Russell Dorgan, India Byrne, Kathy Osma, Jonah Openyemi. As of May 13, 2020, Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham has announced a three-phased reopening plan for the state of New Mexico. This is anticipated to start as of May 16th. All are encouraged to review and implement the COVID-19 Safe Practices, or CPS guidelines. There is much controversy within the country on reopening. How can this be done safely? Should we be open at all?
What is COVID-19? COVID-19 is an infectious disease caused by the virus known as SARS-CoV-2 or coronavirus. It is a mutation of the SARS respiratory virus, and it originated in Wuhan province, China, in late November 2019. Symptoms of COVID-19 are tiredness, high fever, dry cough, and difficulty breathing. The fear is spread. The virus can spread from person to person through small droplets from the nose or the mouth when the infected person coughs, sneezes, or exhales. These small droplets can land on surfaces, which means any person that touches these surfaces and then their eyes, nose, or mouth can become infected. Below is a table of some surfaces and the general time frame of which this will stick around on it for. Asymptomatic people. Some infected with COVID-19 exhibit few, if any, symptoms, especially during the first stages of the disease. Thus, you can still catch the virus from an infected person who shows no signs and does not feel ill.
As of today, there is no cure for the coronavirus, and antibiotics do not work against it.
I'd like to talk about what led to our capstone project. First, I must say I believe in hope, and I think the world can still be a better place during this pandemic. Approximately 80% of people recover from COVID-19 without needing special treatment, which is a good sign. And first, I'll talk about the problem. The government shut down non-essential local businesses in the state of New Mexico, and I thought to myself, how can we solve this problem? We came up with this solution. If we can show that local businesses, non-essential businesses can operate during this pandemic safely without the harm of anybody, in the future, if something like this happens, we are already prepared and we have the data to back it up. PanOps, which stands for Pandemic Operation, is a modern forum software for the New Mexico community. Users can comment, post, and message on behaviors exhibited by local businesses in response to COVID-19, following the CDC guidelines. Both negative and positive behaviors can be gotten from users. By allowing these discussions in a safe environment, we can better implement proper procedures, share ideas, advertise, and ultimately reopen New Mexico safely.
Our initial idea for pandemic operations came from us as a team. Our ideas had a much broader scope, and then as we realized that our state was taking the lead in preventative measures, we wanted to showcase that. Designing was not difficult, but implementing it was another story. So finally, we used Asani as our product manager. We began the tedious task of application building. Each member of our team worked together.
Here I'm going to talk about the design process of our app. We started off by defining how we expected to use the application. Right on the floor, every member of the team brought in their A game, knowing that there was a limit in our skills. We created different personas, user stories, and use case interaction flows, that is those for Paul, Tola, Atrial, etc. From those elements came the design of the entity relationship diagram, in which we displayed the relationship between the different entities that made up our app. This diagram also included the state variables of each class. We proceeded to sketching the wireframes for the desktop and mobile views of our app. After getting approval from our instructors, we proceeded to the object-oriented programming phase. The state variables for the classes were already defined in the entity relationship diagram. So each member of the team wrote a class, that is, the vote class, behavior, business, and profile classes. We then came to unit testing and debugging of our classes. After that, we wrote the API test code and tested it. We proceeded to get data from the back end to display on the front end and designed an easy to navigate user interface for a great user experience.
PanOps did not come about easily. We faced several challenges as we worked on this project. Number one was unit testing. This set us back several days due to debugging and having to edit and re-edit over and over again to get the testing to pass. We were also studying and working while fully remote. For a boot camp, this is a less than ideal situation, and we had a hard time sometimes with communication and cooperation. Also, one of our teammates was affected by a lack of internet connectivity, and other students were also hampered by this as well. Also, when it came to just our general mood, we had an uncertainty for the future. Despite our best efforts, a global viral pandemic and subsequent total lockdown put a ton of pressure not only on us as students, but our instructors as well. We were able to overcome our challenges. As we look towards the future for our application, the following guidelines are what we'd like to implement. Completing the front-end design, implementing pictures and videos from users, the ability to message and share with friends, and flexibility to utilize in the event of further viral or biological outbreaks or natural disasters. We want to thank you for being here for a presentation of Rick J. Tech's PanOps or Pandemic Operations application. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to any of us or give us an email. We appreciate your time. Thank you.